Yeah. So don't you have to, like, be gay to go in here or something?
No, but I heard that you get turned gay right as you walk in the door.
All right. Which gay had to write this poem, right?
When I grew up, misunderstanding, a lack of education, and too little exposure led me to a vague understanding of LGBT. To me, letters meaning lesbian, gay, bi, something, T, nothing. No reference point of family member or friend who was gay to teach me anything other than they're human beings too.
When I grew up, hands swinging in my mother's hands, too young to stand alone, I hung on her words. Honey, aren't homophobic people scary? Honey, we have lots of gay friends. Honey, do you ever think about cuddling with other girls?
Once fearful of gay people, the little kid who was taught very little grew up to be genderqueer, pansexual, the kind of person I knew nothing about.
My mother wasn't my only teacher, and it wasn't long before my fears of my peers had me faking fears of those who were different, queer. It wasn't until years later when I revealed my own bisexuality that I apologized over AOL Instant Messenger. Now,
We're growing up at UCLA, where we have
LGBT,
CRC,
lesbian,
gay,
bisexual,
transgender, campus resource center,
where any and all inside or out of those letters can come and feel better, learn better, be safe, escape.
But where was that education when I needed it most? And why can't students hear it now, when it's right here?
When my friends can wave their rainbow flags with pride, but my classmates still feel the need to hide their truth. When that freedom is the privilege of a lucky few, where's that education?
When I go to classes and still hear people ask me, what kind of gay are you? Where is that education?
When I get free printing here every day, but I still have friends who would rather pay than risk being called gay upon entrance, where is that education?
When I feel so free to be myself at the center, but face confrontation every time I out myself in a classroom, facing genderqueer, pansexual head-on for the 1,000th time, where is that education? The education is right here, but right here is not enough. We need to talk about LGBT issues. We need to speak our history.
And bring that education outside of the LGBT CRC.
It's time to hear Stonewall, rights of queers taking violent measures to end the violence against them.
It's time to hear the Gay Liberation Front organizing in response to Stonewall at UCLA, organizing for the liberation of all sexualities and genders.
It's time to hear Peter Thorslev, the first UCLA professor to teach lesbian, gay, and bisexual studies in 1976.
It's time to hear Charles Young, a UCLA chancellor and one of the first in the country to ban discrimination based on sexual orientation.
It's time to hear Outfest, a Los Angeles now institution started at UCLA as a gay film festival organized by John Ramirez and Stuart Timmons.
It's time to hear Kurt Shepard,
Charles Outcall,
Dr. Ronnie Sandlow,
Raja Bhattar,
Emily Rowe,
Megan Benton,
Tracy Garcia. The voices present today who work with sweat and diligence to make each day safe, free for LGBT and all students. When I was little, I couldn't hear myself.
Closer to 10 years later, standing outside the UCLA LGBT Campus Resource Center declaring, I am the little kid who was taught very little, who grew up to be genderqueer, pansexual.
Declaring, I am the little kid who was taught it all but still must fight every day to keep teaching others. I am the little kid who can hear those voices now, who call my name and keep me grounded, my feet finally on the ground outside of the closet.